Hi guys, let's talk about rent versus buy. We always think that it's better to buy than to rent, and we think renting is just throwing our money, and buying is a long-term investment. In this video, we will talk about pros and cons of renting and buying a house, and who I think should like a little buy or rent a property. First, let's talk about the pros and cons. First, predictability of the cost, and I want to give this point to the renting. It's fairly predictable. You have straight rent, despite there being increases be the landlord, and you can predict the monthly cost. Predictability in buying. For buying a home, it's less predictability because there are more fees and you have to pay for things like taxes, maintenance, and repair cost, which bring me to the second factor. The home maintenance and repairs. Based on my interview with other people who have their own home, you are responsible for fixing up and maintaining your home. But when you are renting, most of the time you can call your landlord to fix these issues. Next is control over living things. In renting, you don't have much control over your space because you're renting. Mostly, you can't even drill holes or paint because sometimes the landlord won't allow that. And the point is going to buying a house, you can do whatever you want as long as you want. And the next is flexible to move. Of course, the point is for renting, because you can just have a shorter lease and move from one city to another. But owning a home, obviously tied down to one location. It's not that easy to sell the house and move to the next one. Now, let's talk about when or who should either buy or rent. Let's talk about buying first. Buy if you plan to stay to that area or in that property for around 10 years. We actually have a law in the Philippines wherein if you sell your primary home after living in it for 10 years, you don't have to pay for capital gains taxes. So they encourage you to move to one property together every 10 years. Next is buy when you already have other investments. I don't think that a property should be your very first investment because you might run the risk of being house poor. Now, let's talk about who should rent. Rent if you plan to move in the near future. Rent if you don't want to deal at all with maintenance, renovation, and repairs. Because that's really a big part of being a homeowner, and I know people that really don't want to deal with that. So maybe it's better for you to rent if you don't have the peace of mind of dealing with all of these things. And lastly, rent if you don't have enough cash flow to buy. If you really want to buy a property, then you can rent for now while saving up for your future property. And now, let's talk about some final thoughts. There is no clear winner here. There are really pros and cons for buying and for renting. And it really depends on you, your lifestyle, your goals, and your plans in life. It's really a case-to-case basis, and you have to sit down and be honest to yourself and assess if buying is better for you right now, or renting should be the route that you should take. That's it for our buying versus renting video. We hope that you appreciate this video. And we hope that it helped you in deciding whether you should buy or you should rent.
Leave us a thumbs up if you appreciate this video. And click the subscribe button.
Rising from the wreckage, count down the seconds. It's out your engines. Let's do this.